That's probably right. Like
Fish face.
you may notice that the quality of the video is different. That's because the batteries died in my camera. Welcome back. This week it's Ghostface Killah.
That's the artist. Where music is it good though? Welcome back.
Welcome back. How familiar prior to listening were you with Mr. Killah?
I'd heard of him because I'd heard some Wu-Tang Clan before.
Yes.
And at first I thought he'd been in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm called Crazy Eyes Killah.
Okay.
That when I looked into it wasn't played by him.
Okay.
So I'd never heard anything. I'd like the Wu-Tang that I'd heard, but I didn't know which one out of Wu-Tang that he was.
Yeah.
Still not entirely sure.
I'm going to check that I'm recording on that because I don't remember pressing record.
How about you?
I knew the name because I'm pretty sure one of our friends, Lance Spielberg, was into Wu-Tang in school.
Was he?
Yeah.
Never would have guessed that.
Yeah, and I'm sure I remember coming across like the name Ghostface Killah through him just because it's a memorable name, isn't it? And I don't know if we can say it on this podcast, but his bandmate, Old Dirty B Word.
Oh, yeah. I think you can say it if it's in a... Yeah, that's his name, isn't it?
Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah, I want a chance as well. Old Dirty Bastard.
Album artwork?
Yeah, just seems like a typical rap album. It's just him in front of a
there, innit?
street.
Yeah. Would it stand out on a shelf of other, like, hip-hop albums? Probably not, I don't think.
There's a lot of stuff with, like, Wu-Tang in this album that I don't really understand, like, the names.
Yeah.
And then the fact that some of them are from horror, obviously Ghostface Killah. And then there's some that are from kung fu movies, like Raekwon, and like the whole Wu-Tang thing. Apparently Raekwon's written 2 books on how to live life the Wu way. I'm pretty sure that's what he says anyway.
How do you live the Wu way?
Can't remember. Apparently this album's like, there's something called Tony Stark that keeps coming up on the skits and that.
He is, like, one of his alter egos is Tony Stark's. Don't know why. Also, I'm pretty sure that in Iron Man it's Tony Stark.
Yeah, it is.
But, like, yeah, he keeps referring to himself as Tony Stark's.
Yeah.
But I think that is a recurring thing. I don't know if it's within Wu-Tang as well. But he goes by Ghostface Killah and Tony Stark's.
Yeah, and like this album was meant to be like a kind of conceptual album that was, a lot of it was based on gangs and gangsters. And then when I thought about that, I was like, aren't most hip-hop albums from that era based on gangs and gangsters?
I guess so, yeah. I didn't think of that, but yeah, you're probably right. So what did you make of the album as a whole?
Yeah, I loved most of it, to be fair. Which surprised me in a way, because upon first listening to this, I thought, oh, this is like a 90s album. Okay, it sounds like 90s rap to me.
Yeah.
Little that I know of it. But it was 2006, wasn't it? Fishscale was its...
Fishface.
Oh yeah, Fishface was its title. But Fishscale is his actual title. And I found out that means it's uncut cocaine.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Well, there's some cocaine for sale.
So, were there some standout tracks on there that you liked?
Yeah. Shakey's Dog. The first... Well, not the first track, because that's one of the many skits or whatever they're called on the album. Shakey's Dog. The Champ.
The Champ was great.
And amazing.
Yeah,
like
I love the Champ. I was thinking, we could use this opportunity to say that you could have a ring walk to the Champ. So for when we're big on YouTube, when you inevitably become a YouTube boxer.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the common cold's defeating me at the moment, but yeah.
I think you should use this opportunity to call out KSI.
No. Because it might get taken seriously. I have absolutely no interest in getting...
For millions of pounds you won't get beat up by him.
No.
Why?
Will you do it then? Man on woman violence.
For a few mil, I'll punch you and dead you, 2-on-1.
Yeah, sounds like a porno, but that's what happened.
For a few mil a show, why not? Do it in the ring though.
How about you? What were your standouts?
I really liked The Champ. Kilo. I really like that one. All around the world, Kilo with a measure.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's just a song about like a kilo is 1,000 grams,
Yeah.
easy to remember.
And it is.
I mean, yeah,
True
it's
to
just
its word.
strange lyrics, isn't it? I know I messaged you about this one. I find it quite jarring at first because there's a skit beforehand which is about
Was it Badmouth Child or something?
Badmouth Child, yeah. So the skit is about how, I'm assuming it's Ghostface that's the adult in the skit, about there's this mouthing off kid who is about to just beat up with a belt.
Yeah.
And then it just goes into like, she used to hit me across the lap. She used to hit me with a strap when I was bad. And it's just dead jarring because it's, from what I can tell, without looking deeply into the lyrics, it seems to be about Mr. Killah when he was a child being beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's fiction, I don't know. But it seems to be like a pretty serious lyrical theme in that song. But then there's just that stupid hook, which like, I can't help but kind of have a bit of a smirk when it gets to the chorus. But then it's like,
evil.
yeah, but then it's like, but the song's quite dark.
Mm.
But whether that's more than likely that's been done on purpose, hasn't it? Because it's to make you feel different things in it. But yeah, I did really like that one. Like the last song on the extended edition is
Kanye.
the one with Kanye. What was that one called?
Back Like That. Because there's
Was
like, it's a remix, isn't it, with Neo?
Yes. Yeah, the one with Kanye and Neo. I really liked that, and I also really liked, was it Be Easy when he got No, it was Ice Cube in with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I preferred those two remixed ones over the originals, I think.
What was good is Jellyfish.
I don't remember how that one goes.
So it's got like the horns and...
What? Big ass, big brains, straight out the hood.
That's like, it's completely different from some of the other songs on the album that are mainly about dealing drugs and
Yeah.
street violence and stabbing a whatever. But yeah, I thought that was... It wasn't exactly a love song, because I'm pretty sure one of the lyrics is about giving her a raw dicking. And I can say that because it's a lyric.
Okay.
But I was like, maybe that's romance in the hood. Sorry.
Overall, would you say you enjoyed the album?
Yeah, apart from the skits and some of them were too long. But I really like the instrumentation, like the backing to the rap.
Yeah.
Like it was like old soul and stuff,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Like all horns. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think I've not listened to much hip hop. Hip hop's probably, other than jazz, probably my weakest genre that I know the least about. The few hip hop albums I have listened to, it seems like the skits are like common
Yeah.
in hip hop albums. So
I just don't get them.
yeah,
I don't understand why they're there.
yeah. Like, I did really enjoy the album overall. It's very much out of my element for things that I wouldn't usually listen to. Something we've not mentioned is the reason that we came across this album was because it was in the 1001 albums You Must Hear Before You Die. It was, similarly to one of the other albums that we listened to, one that was removed in the later editions.
Really?
So it was in, there's been 6 editions. It was in 1, 2, 3, then removed. Overall, if you were to put a number on it,
I'll give it a 7.
yeah, I think, so this is one. If there's any super fans of me out there, this is one. Anybody? No.
No. Any fans?
It's anybody
just
at
any
all.
fans?
This is one that I've already reviewed on my Instagram that I'll put the link to there between my fingers. Can you see it there? Can you see it?
No, I'm blind though.
Oh.
You
So,
need to mock me.
so yeah, when I listened to it the first time, I put it down as an 8 out of 10 because I did really enjoy it. Listening to it again and again and again, I think it has kind of solidified that. It was a really enjoyable album for me. I'd say a 7, which I consider a quite good album, wouldn't be high enough. So yeah, I'd go for 8 for me. Which would bring us to the question.
Which we sometimes forget is the whole point of this podcast.
Yeah, sometimes we have forgotten it, but not today. Music, is it good though?
Yeah?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, apparently it is, yeah.
Bye then.
Bye.